Hi, my name is Amber, and this is my October book haul. So this haul is a little bit on the absurd side. I think I ended up with 19 in total somehow, so let's get this started. The first book that I want to show you is The Last of the Firedrakes by Farah Oomerbhoy. I received this book for free for honest review through BookTube Tours. I will have the link for the book and the author down below. I know it's going to take me a little while to finally get to this, but it is nice to have on my shelf and I can't wait to pick it up. The next book I have is Luck's Consequences by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Now I had the first and the third in this edition, but I could not find the second. It is impossible to find for some reason, and I ended up getting it through Books for Trade on Twitter. The next book that I have is Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. I'm not 100% sure the exact edition of this, but my half-price book just happened to have this randomly sitting on a shelf, and I had to pick it up because I do not like the US covers, and I've been wanting a UK edition, so this was perfect and amazing, and I love this cover, and I can't wait to pick this up soon because I have a feeling I'm going to love this series a lot. The next book that I have is 8,000 Pieces of You by Claudia Gray. I have been wanting to pick this up since it first originally came out, but I never got around to picking it up, and again, my half-price books just happen to have one. This is a time-traveling book from what I am aware of, and it just sounds really interesting, and I've heard amazing things, so I can't wait to read it soon. The next book that I have is Dune by Carrie Corp and Lori Langdon. Now I know this is a fantasy of sorts from what I'm aware of. I honestly don't know much about it. I have just seen this everywhere and everyone talks about it, so I have just decided to randomly pick it up and see if I enjoy it. The next book that I have is Into the Dim by Janet B. Taylor. This is another time travel-esque book. I just love anything with time traveling lately, so I really wanted to pick this up. My half-price books happen to have it, so it was really cheap. Uber shiny without the dust jacket. That is really pretty. The next book that I have is another one that I've been wanting to pick up for a while, and that is The Burning Sky by Sherry Thomas. It is a book filled with elemental magic. It is a story about a girl who is destined to beat this almighty evil. It was yet again just another one my half-price books happen to have for pretty cheap, so I decided to pick it up. That tends to be a trend for me. I go to half-price books just wanting to look around, and then I just end up picking up 3 or 4 books. It's completely normal and not a waste of money. The next book that I have is Remember Yesterday by Pentip Dunn. This is the second book to Forget Tomorrow, which I did get for free through BookTube Tours. I have a review for that, which I will link down below. Now, since it is the sequel, I am not going to really explain what it is about, but the first one is about a society where you receive a memory from your future self when you turn 17. And it's a memory that's going to show you where you're going to go and what your life is going to be, and something that's just going to show you the path you're supposed to follow. But for the main character, she receives a memory that she's going to kill her younger sister, and she automatically gets arrested for it and has to figure out what she's doing next. It's a really fun, interesting read, and for me, it just gets better with each book. I did receive this free through Entangled Teen, but before I ended up receiving this, I had actually already pre-ordered the book, so I ended up having to send that one back. But through the pre-order, you got some goodies with it, and one being a signed book plate, as well as a bookmark and a magnet. The next book that I have is City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. If you haven't realized already, I am trying to collect the UK special editions of these books because I adore these covers. They're just so beautiful. And this is now the third one that I own. I only need 1, 3, and 6 now, which is the most random ones that I need, but they tend to be the hardest ones to find. It's gonna be a slow process trying to get all of these. The next book is The Witch Hunter by Virginia Boecker, I think is how you say her last name. This is an advanced reader's copy that I actually got through Books for Trade. The story is of course about witch hunters, but the main character Elizabeth ends up being accused of being a witch herself. I haven't read a lot of books about witches, but this one seems really interesting and I can't wait to read it. The next one was another half-price books find, and that is Uprooted by Naomi Novik. This is a story about a village that is protected by a dark wizard, but his price for his protection is every 10 years a young woman is sent to be his servant, and our main character just happens to be that servant. I've heard really good things about this, and it was in great condition, so I couldn't help picking it up. The next book I have is These Broken Stars by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. This is another series that I've been wanting to pick up for a while. It is not in perfect condition, but for $3 I couldn't pass it up, and I can't wait to finally start this series because it just seems so interesting. Anything with space is okay by me, and I'm a huge Illuminae fan, so Amy Kaufman having her name on it just makes me want to buy it automatically. Next I have the first of the Vampire Knight manga. I've seen the anime multiple times, but I have never actually read it. This was a couple of dollars at the Second Charles, so I had to pick it up. I'll finally be able to read this. Next I have Trial by Fire by Josephine Angelini. This is the first of another witch trilogy that I have had my eye on for quite some time. The covers for these have been really confusing though. The first in this in hardback is completely different than the rest of the series is in hardback. I've been waiting to pick it up in paperback. I had actually gotten this through Books for Trade as well. I think the next 2 I got through Books for Trade also. The next book I have is An Arc of Frost by M.P. Kalowski. I hope I'm saying that right. Frost is a story about a girl whose father was ill, and before he dies, he ends up putting his consciousness into their servant robot. This did just recently come out earlier this month, and I cannot wait to read it. It sounds so interesting to me. From what I can tell, she's very overprotected, but the robot is having malfunctions, so her father is coming in and out. So she has to venture out and find the medicine to help him. I most likely will have this read in the next couple of months because I just really want to pick it up soon. Next, I have Origin by Jessica Curry, I think is how you say that. This is another book I got through Twitter. Someone just happened to be giving it away and I happened to get it. It is actually signed, which I thought was really cool, and I didn't know that until it showed up on my doorstep. This is an interesting story about a girl named Pia who grows up in a secret compound where she is raised by scientists to become the first in a new immortal race. I've seen the cover a lot, but I haven't heard much about it, so I'm interested to see what it's all about. The next book that I have is probably my most exciting thing that I got this month, and that is an arc of Wayfarer by Alexander Bracken. I can't believe I have this in my hands. I have this beautiful, amazing book in my hands, and I cannot wait to dive right into it. I am holding off a little bit so I can get a few things read first, but this showed up on my doorstep, and I can't thank you, Disney Hyperion, enough for sending this to me. I am extremely excited to read this. The last book that I have to show you is Infinity. I am not going to say the author's name because I'm just going to butcher it. It's probably really simple to say, but I'm going to end up saying it wrong, and I don't want to do that. This ended up showing on my doorstep as well. This was sent to me by Entangled Teen. This is another book with time travel. It's a story about a girl named Corey who has an army general for a father. But soon she finds out that her father is not an army general, that he is the head of a secret government project where they have invented time travel through different dimensions. This sounds really interesting to me, and I cannot wait to pick it up. So thank you, Entangled Teen, for sending this to me. I also have two little trinkets that I got through Books for Trade, one being a landline button and also an Illuminae sticker. So that's all the books that I got in the month of October. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh god, this is dangerous. Things you do for thumbnails.